Hi guys, here is very fast tutorial how you can do this face inserts. So this is how you're going to open your image. This is the layer which is going to be highlighted. So here is an image which I have. She's already have some editing done, not completely, but have some editing done. I just made a rough selection, and I'm going to grab my move tool, and I'm going to grab her and drag her to the layer, to the file I need, and I'm going to release my mouse somewhere there. If I release my mouse here, she's not going to go through, and here she is. So I'm going to put her there approximately, and I'm going to grab it from here and put her behind this layer, and I'm going to adjust it. I am going to reduce the opacity of this layer to see what is going on. And I'm going to zoom a little bit so we can all see better. Then I'm going to go on her layer, and I'm going to grab my move tool, and I'm going to keep adjusting. So it doesn't work, we have to liquify it. Okay, watch her, because obviously she's too small. You have to have that layer transparent a little bit, so you see she has to fill up that head. So I'm going to go back to her, and I'm going to go to edit, file, edit, and free transform, actually, sorry. And I'm going to hold my shift key. Hold shift key in any case when you transform a human being. Hold the shift and pull up the side. Then you make sure she's kind of filling up the head, and make sure she's on the right spot. So she has to be somewhere there. Well, we have to try to rotate her a little bit. And I'm going to put her a little bit like this, and it's not fitting perfect. We are going to fit it perfect. Make sure to watch the light. I'm going to click here. I'll make this layer 100% not transparent. So make sure her light matches the background. The background light comes from camera right. Her light has to come camera right. So you're on this layer, and we are going to go to filter, liquify. So here is a very nice trick to know. Show background, and now we can see her. I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to do it one more time. Make sure you remember the layer the baby is on. Baby is on layer 2. Go to the background. Remember layer 2. Go to filter, liquify. Show background. Which background you want to see? Layer 2. Z for the zoom tool. I'm going to bring her closer. I'm going to bring her even closer. Now you can see her. There is opacity here. I'm going to reduce the opacity so I can see her line. Guys, do not mask off. Work with the Liquify tool. I have shadows here. If you mask that thing off, you're losing the shadows. So I'm going to grab my forward warp tool, which I cannot pronounce, but I know what it does. So I think that's more important. Here is the forward warp tool. Grab that tool and watch me what I'm doing. We are on the layer of my background. Make sure you fit that baby into that hole absolutely perfect, and then you don't even need to do shadows. Perfect. I'm going to go and 100% with the opacity to see, and I'm going to go Command 0 to see how it looks, and I'm going to grab my forward warp tool again, make it slightly bigger, and I'm going to shape it so it looks nice. And this is all you have to do. This baby does not need shadows. This is all. It's 5 minutes edit. I'm going to do it with another baby which needs shadows, so I can show you how we can do the shadows actually. Here is a baby in this pose, and here is this background. Let me see if I have another one. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to grab this baby and put it in the other background. So I'm grabbing my move tool, and this is the background. I'm going to drop the baby here, and the same thing, this is how the baby is going to come. I'm going to drag her here, then I'm going to bring her there, reduce the opacity of this, make sure the head kind of fill up the space, free transform, then I'm highlighting this, free transform, Command 0 or Control 0 if you have PC, so you know, it fills up the screen so you can see the handles. Hold Shift. I want to rotate that baby a little. Again, make sure the shadows are on the side, which this one doesn't have shadows. That's why I'm showing it to you. Now that looks approximately right size, and I'm going to click here. Then I'm going to up the opacity, and I'm going to go to filter, and I'm going to go Liquify. Again, I forgot to see which layer. Layer 1. Filter, Liquify. I want to see layer 1. But I want to see it transparent. And here we go again. Forward warp tool. And I am going to wrap it up around her the exact way I want it. Every little corner has to be the way it's supposed to be. It has to wrap her. She has a hairband, but that's okay. You can liquify the hairband too. So if somebody tells you to mask it off, do not mask it off. You're losing the shadows. And I'll go, okay, great. You know, I'm going to go back to the same filter to liquify. I just use the shortcut because I think it looks a little crooked for this baby. So I'm going to bring it down a little. I don't want to see. Oh, I actually want. And I'm going to pull it this way at that. And that's okay. Now it looks decent. I'm going to go back to the baby. I'm going to go to filter. I'm going to go to liquify, not this liquify here. And I wanted just to push the hairband a little bit up. Now the baby is obviously too bright. Let me go close. Everything fits in perfect. I forgot to, this place is not right. I'll fix it really fast. I'm going to push it there. Okay, everything looks great. Baby is a little bit too bright. You can darken it a little bit if you want to. It's your choice how you make, how you do the shadows. I'm going to use my shadow actions. I'll use just one of them. I'm going to open shadows, and I'm going to go subject shadow, and I'm going to use just this one. I have to make sure I'm over the my subject. and I'm going to play. And after it's played, I'm going to grab the brush is going to actually be selected for you. So I'm going to reduce the opacity down to 10 somewhere, and the flow somewhere there. And with that big swoop, I'm going to make her darker on one side a few times. So she looks like the light was coming from this side. I realize the light comes from almost from the very top, but sometimes you work with pictures you have, not with picture you didn't shoot for it. So this is one of the ways. So I made that side a little bit darker, put shadow on the whole side of the baby, so we kind of fake the light. Then I'm going to up the flow of this brush up to 100, and I'm going to up until 22, Z for my brush, and I'm going to go and I'm going to put shadows into the creases. Soft brush, 20 opacity. And I'm going on this side, the shadows are more. And I'm going to shadow. If I'm going to shadow the baby, if you use the hats, they don't need shadow. But these flower pieces, the ones which have these corners, need shadows. So I'm approximately with 20% opacity, and I shadow this side already. Then I'm going to make the opacity lower, and I'm going to shadow here a little bit, just a little bit. That side should not have that much shadows. Then I'm going to make the opacity 100%, and I'm going to go really close, and I'm going to tap. You know what, 100% is a little bit too much. Let's go with 87, and I'm going to tap just on the very corner. Oops, very corner I said. I'll make it bigger so my brush is a little bit more feathered. Only the corners would have shadows, and she is done. This is it. It's 5 minutes edit. So I'm going to Command Shift E to flatten it, and I will see if that looks too sharp. Just go with your this brush, blur tool, and very small blur tool on 100% opacity. Just blur the very edge. It's exactly 5 minutes edit. One more time, please do not mask off my my background. If you mask it off, you will be losing these shadows. I have natural shadows there which I put there, so please do not remove them. Okay, thank you very much.